I like to tell people that I'm an architect working on the intersection of architecture and technology. And my undergraduate thesis in Israel at the Bezalel Academy was about the urbanization of Mars, but it was really conceptual design. And then together with a friend, we submitted this proposal to NASA for our suggestion of one way that we could build Mars habitats, and we kept advancing in the design phase of the competition all the way to the finals, where we won an honorable mention. We started working on the project in Israel, and about 4 or 5 months ago we got adopted by Caltech. Me and my co-founder Ariel Betzaleli Mizrahi moved here to Caltech to work on the project. So the design kind of that our whole team came up with was that we want to 3D print bricks, essentially, instead of printing the whole structure continuous fashion, and we think that gives us a bunch of advantages. But another thing I wanted to touch on is that at this phase we're really building a prototype to prove a proof of concept. So our project is not yet space adapted, right? It wouldn't work on Mars if you sent it there tomorrow, but it's more, can we print a material that's based on Mars regolith simulant? So basically like fake Mars dust. So can we use that as the feedstock in our printer? So those are the types of things that we're testing now, and it's really an incremental process. So really the first part, it's can you print it? How does it perform in structural tests? How does it perform in thermocycling tests? Then, can you print more complex geometries? Can you print larger things? Can you print it faster? That's very much an iterative process that we're in the middle of, and we're trying to kind of figure out how all the pieces fit together. So the structure that we're working on now is a dome type structure. Our kind of long-term vision for the habitat is that it would be multiple domes that are kind of intersecting with each other. For the competition, we're working on printing a single dome, and printing a single dome autonomously is not easy, especially when you're talking about kind of the large scale. Hopefully, if we advance in the competition, we'll be invited to phase 4 of the NASA competition, where we actually print a full-size habitat that 4 people could live in. The big idea is that you don't want to transport materials to Mars because it's far and it's heavy and it's expensive to take building materials there. So you don't want to take cement with you to Mars. The idea is to use local Mars dust as your cement, essentially, for the habitat, as your main building material. And so the reason that 3D printing lends itself very well to that challenge is because you can essentially mine the local materials on Mars and then use them as the ink for your 3D printer. So the majority of our ink recipe is Mars regolith simulant, and then that's mixed with a type of polymer plastic, which melts. And the specific type of polymer that we're working with, polyethylene, is one that NASA thinks they would have significant amounts on space missions that could be recycled, because they use a lot of plastics for packaging things when they're sending things to space to protect items from the vibration on the launch. So we could potentially reuse that material. And also polyethylene has good radiation properties because you have challenges on Mars with dealing with radiation. So we're working on printing the foundational slab, which will be 3 meters by 2 meters. And we anticipate that will take about 48 hours of print time. It's quite a while still. One of the things we're working on for the next phase is actually how we can print faster. So we're very much in the middle of the competition now. It started in 2015, the design phase. And then last year we had the material science phase, and now we're really in the third phase, which is focused on the autonomy of the 3D printing, and really integrating kind of the design and the material science to a subscale model of the structure. And then in April 2019, we'd be working on a subscale model of the habitat, which is 10.5 square meters. So it's a pretty decent size proof of technology. I think there's a lot of different factors that go into when will we actually get to Mars, but I'm really excited and I'm optimistic that it happens in my lifetime.